So next presentation is about cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity is becoming more and more of an issue, and we'll see even more of this in the following years. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a small video, and we'll discuss afterwards the findings out of this video. Okay? So let's see, and we'll discuss afterwards.
It's a business. We are professionals, and we are growing as fast as the internet itself. The first thing to be aware of is that whether you're looking to take down a rival's website, steal someone's identity, or take control of a network, your first target isn't IT infrastructure. It's people. 99% of attacks are aimed at people. People like you. Everyone uses email, and lots still fail to spot the signs of a simple phishing expedition. The unknown sender, poor grammar, incorrect information, irrelevance. More effective is spear phishing. Individually targeted emails with a reasonable ask. It looks like it's from someone you know, but just because it says it came from the boss doesn't actually mean that it did. Email doesn't work like that. People give up personal information so easily. Just think about it. Why would a company ask you for personal information or passwords they already have? But people don't think. Never more so than in social media. Every time you announce where you're going or what you're doing, you're telling us that you are not at home. Or worse, you can reveal important business information that someone somewhere could make use of. If you want to get on the inside of a business, target the individuals that work there. Find their weakness. Exploit it. Everybody has one. Just because you think you're talking to a beautiful girl doesn't mean that you actually are. We're all human. Some people are easily led into careless or foolish acts. Leave them open to blackmail. Control the individual, and we can control what you do. People are the weak link. How many passwords do you have? People use the same password for their bank, their Facebook, their LinkedIn, their tax return. If I get your password, I can act as though I'm you. Spend your money, take out loans, even sell your house. I'll change the address for your statements, divert your emails. By the time you find out, I could have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and committed crimes in your name. I can phish with your phone, with texts, or WhatsApp, and upload malicious software to your phone without you knowing. When you connect it to a computer, the software can get to work, paralyzing the system until you pay up, or whatever we want to achieve. Technology is my friend. Every time you connect to a public Wi-Fi network, we can learn so much about you. Who you are, where you've been, who you work for. Use your phone for sensitive interactions like banking, and you are helping us to access your life. This is what I do. It is a business, and we are professionals.
Haziq Mohammed spent 3 weeks in a foreign prison before he was able to establish his innocence. On his return home, he found the cybercriminals had spent $12,000 on credit cards. His driving license had been used for insurance fraud, which had led to his arrest. Jeff Daniels couldn't face the images he shared with his virtual sex partner online, being seen by family and friends. So he followed the blackmailer's demands and installed a remote device on his company's network. He worked at a large European port. With remote access, a criminal gang were able to alter records to enable goods to be smuggled out of the port, unseen by customs. Christos Stamatis regularly posted information about his work on Facebook. As the chief of a container ship, traveling down the East African coast, he might have thought more carefully about who might be interested in this information. But it was his casual attitude towards how he used his personal devices on board that caused the most trouble. Having fallen for a texted phishing link, his phone was infected with malware. When he used the USB connection on Ecdis to charge his phone, the malware crashed the system. Without its primary means of navigation, the ship was forced to divert for repairs, causing a lengthy and costly delay to its voyage. Christos is now looking for a new job. Cybercrime is real. They target us because we are a weak link. Treat your personal and your company information like you would your cash or passport. Never hand it over unless you are 100% sure that you know who you are giving it to. Post on social media sensibly. Update your password to include letters, numbers, capitals, and symbols. Keep different passwords for different sites. Watch out for unsolicited and irrelevant emails with urgent requests for you to click on a link or upload information. Never assume that an email is from who it appears to be from. Never charge your personal devices on ship equipment. Use a dedicated USB charger. Surf the web with care. Stick to known sites. Avoid tempting links and free downloads. Nothing is free, even online, and the price you pay could be high. Never take part in anything online that you wouldn't want to show in the real world. 99% of successful attacks succeed because we fail to do the basics. Someone opens the attachment, clicks on the link, plugs something in. It only takes one careless click to expose the entire network. Make it difficult for cybercriminals. Don't be the easy target.
So the cyber issue is there, and it's becoming more and more important. The cyber criminals are more and more focusing on people, and focusing on companies, and especially the maritime companies, because there are a lot of at stake, and there are a lot of things nowadays that they rely on electronics, like ECDIS or all that kind of stuff. So now relying on electronics is good because it's the progress, it's the best way to do things, but also it's what makes us more vulnerable. So what I want to say is let's get back and see some of the issues that were referred to in the video. First of all, do not connect personal devices to SIP's network. Let's raise hands who has never done it. Very well. One. So each and every one of you, at some point, has connected his device on the SIP's network. Why do we do it? Why? Why would we do such a thing? I connect my device in the company's network too. I try to avoid, sometimes I do. Why do you do it? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Say again? Backup. Okay, backup, right. Why don't you recognize this danger? Because it happens very rarely. It doesn't happen very often. If every time you did that, something bad was happening, then you would know. But that's not the issue. The thing is, sometimes it's not the frequency, it's the consequences that are important. So, we're 100 people here. Maybe one person's telephone is infected with malware. Everybody else is safe, but you don't know. So that's one thing. It doesn't happen every time. So this is why sometimes we don't, sometimes we override it. We say, okay, let's do it this time. Another one, always use a security suite. Do you have security suites on your telephones? Do you? You should have. Now, does the security suite resolve some issues? If you have a security suite, are you completely safe? Not really, no. But in fact, you're safe enough. You're much more safe, you're much safer than if you didn't have anything. Okay? Because if the bad guys, they're going to look for the more vulnerable target. In the end, if they want to break your system, they're going to break it. But it's important for them if they need 2 days to break it, or 2 hours, or 2 minutes. If you're not protected, if you don't have a security suite installed, this is too easy for them. So they go for the easy stuff. That's another important one. Whenever we connect to an open network, it's really important. I mean, we can't do bank transactions to an open network. It's too dangerous. You may lose your money. It's really, really important. emails and passwords. I'll talk a little bit more about because they're really, really important. So let's do it this way. This is actual email came to me. Right? It's an actual case. It says from Alpha Bank, whatever, admission Alpha Group, I don't know. Dear customer, we have observed that your password was unchanged for longer times. We recommend that you kindly update your password. Please follow the link below to change. What would trigger you that this is a problem, this is wrong? What would trigger you from this message? What would trigger you? Say again? The link. Yes. So probably if your bank wants you to change your password, it's not going to ask you to change it through an email. Next time you're going to use your account, say you know what? If you want to use the service, change your password. What else?
It's not personalized.
Okay, it's not personalized. There are two things that are important here. The first thing, the domain is strange. You see, this is .edu. This comes from an academy or something. It doesn't go right with the bank. And the second thing is, it gives some grammatical errors. If you see errors like these, normally it comes from someone who don't know very well English or whatever. So if you see grammatical errors or strange domains, always be alert. Here's another one. You see, many of the email providers now, they understand. So they give you something like a discount from Gmail. So Gmail already tells you, you know what, this is dangerous. So this message says, dear whatever, I'm contacting you to assist you leave his huge deposit, Mr. Alexander. So leave his huge deposit to him, don't retrieve it. Here's another one. Say, hello, Konstantinos. You want to view my message, click here. So, I don't know the guy. These are actual emails. They came to me, right? So, I don't know the guy. I wouldn't click on the message. And furthermore, this address doesn't look right. Okay? So, these are all cases. This is my favorite. This is an actual email. It came from me. Okay. My dear, make a piece of work with me as you did this day. My name is Valerie. I have been recently diagnosed with cancer. Sometimes could be cancer, some other times could be terminal illness, whatever. But I'm ill and I'm dying. That's the case. And you know what? I worth $41.7 billion. So, and I want to, you know what? I want to give that money. And I want to give that money to charity. So I don't trust my relatives because I tried to give it to them so they got the money, they didn't do the charity. So could you please help me? Yes, it's also my thinking. And oh, by the way, you know what? 5% of this you can get a commission. But I didn't reply to that. If I didn't push through you, I wouldn't be here. So that's the case. Here's some guidance. Okay, some key points. Avoid using oversimplified passwords. Like 1234, Delhi 2018, whatever. Whatever, but if your computer does it, in a couple of minutes, it can check all the words of the dictionary. Avoid sharing password to friends and colleagues. You know what? Friends and colleagues may soon become ex-friends and ex-colleagues. So avoid doing that. They may reveal information. I don't say it may not be even intentional. So avoid using one password for everything. So who's using different passwords for different things? Good for you. I don't. It's difficult. It's difficult. So what can you do? There's some software called password managers. I don't know if you've heard of them. If you Google password manager, you'll find software like this. So if you use software like this, what it does is you only control the password for the software, one password, and it automatically generates strong passwords for everything that you want to log into. So it's a better option. So passwords are really a pain because You want to use a password easy for you to remember, but difficult for others to guess. But that's not easy. So if it's easy for me to remember, for the most part, it's easy for the other people to guess. If it's difficult for the other people to guess, most probably it's difficult for me to create also, to remember also. So what do? I'm going to give you a small hint here. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use this, but this is one hint. So, in order for a password to be secure, you need to be at least 8 characters long, and you need to use small letters, capital letters, numbers, and alphanumeric symbols. Alphanumeric symbols, you put shift and you click a number, it creates an alphanumeric symbol. So you start from something you know. So that's my first name, Kostas, and I'm born September 17, 1970. So my birthday was 3 days ago. Thank you so much. So is this a good password? Not so good. But how can you make it a little more secure? I'll show you how. When I start typing the letters, in the first 3 letters when I type them, I put shift. I press shift. If I do that, what's going to happen? It's going to capitalize. So Kostas is going to become K-O-S, capitals, T-O-P-A-S, small letters. And then I do the same thing when I start typing the numbers. So when I start typing the numbers, 17970 becomes this thing. So in that way, I can create the password that I can remember, but then again, this is very much more secure than the previous one. So that's the hint that I give you. That the idea is start from something to remember, because then you create a strong password that you can remember. If you create a strong password that you can't remember, this is what's going to happen.
Now everybody knows your password.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
So don't hack me, guys. Don't hack me. Right? Okay, so this is the worst thing you can do. Write a secure password, whatever, stick it on your screen, or put it under your keyboard. That's the first place where someone can look into. So the last thing I want to talk about, to close this, is social media. You remember this guy that was posting social media and everything? So social media is important. Everybody who does not have a Facebook account, who does not have one?
Yeah, I know that.
Me neither. But you know, we are a minority. Who does not have a LinkedIn account? Okay. So everybody, almost everybody, they have a social media. I'm not saying don't use social media. Just whenever you post something on social media, just make sure that it's not only your friends that are seeing this. Maybe other guys can see this. So I'm going to close with this video.
Dag Fien. Dus kun je doen. Ik zie een school tegen Antwerpen.
Ja,
Insecten.
alsjeblieft.
Ik voel 2 insecten op je rug. Kan dat?
Ja, vlinders.
Slovenie?
Vooruit.
Een moto. Oranje. Pas erop. Zenit.
Oui, bien.
Je hebt een vriendin. Julie de...
Ja.
Een boeiend liefdesleven. 3, 4 zelfs.
De 4e, daar zwijg ik meestal over, dus dat weten niet veel mensen.
Hoe is het met je spierscheur? Maison rouge, balkon, blanc. Ja. Ik zie geld, ik zie transacties, maar kent je rekeningnummer van buiten? Ik denk dat ik het wel weet. Die staat wel negatief op je bankrekening.
Ja?
9-7. Last month, you spent €200 on alcohol. Vorige maand €300 aan kleding gespendeerd. 8,
Ja.
5, voor een huis dat van eigenaar gaat veranderen. 295.000 euro.
Ja, maar eigenlijk.
41.
Ja,
Is dat juist?
ja, dat is juist. Oh my god. Oh man. Ah, dat is, ik weet niet hoe eng.
So whenever you post something, just make sure, have in mind that it's not only your friends that are see it, maybe the bad guys can see it too. Thank you guys. That's a lot.